Yo, what is up, everybody? Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Stop Podcast Network coming at you with another edition of the Unscripted Sportscast. Sorry I couldn't make it yesterday. I'm not trying to get it, baby. I'm trying to get it on Sunday. I'm on Mondays here, but it's been a rough, work week, so a little tired from the weekend. But hey, I'm back at it today, giving you another 2-in-1 show, lumping in my best takes from week 3, and of course, early best bets of the week. I got 3 of them again. And then towards the end of the, once we get towards the end of this part of the content, I'm definitely going to hit you with my Midtown Brigade fantasy football match recap. Shout out to my boy B-Mac in the house, in the Rumble chat already, chatting it up, man. Shout out to B-Mac and congrats, B-Mac. Congrats again, brother. Yeah, man, week 3 came and went. A little bit of rough week betting wise for me. So I had a really bad week after having a great Saturday, but that's the way it is, man. The NFL took me down, even though I've been solid the first 2 weeks of the year. But we're gonna be back at it this week. And with that being said, let's start, man. Of course, you see the title of the show, right? It's pretty much the Giants, right? All of a sudden decide to make it today official. They are after another disastrous showing, 22-9 last week. A game they had in hand. What up, McCormick? USA, baby. Another nasty showing after putting up, a bunch of points the week before. That's how bad the Dallas Cowboys, the cow bitches defense are. That the Giants were able to put all those points and then come back to reality against the Chiefs and stink it up that way, losing 22-9. A complete lost effort by by the defense. Oh, sorry, kind of broke out a little bit. That defense was on fire. All right, that defense was pressuring Patrick Mahomes, keeping Mahomes at bay, and it sucks. It sucks because it was a good defensive effort by the Giants D, their secondary, and Russell could not get it cooking. He was back to Mr. Limited. Again, you know what I'm saying? God, it's unreal. It's like it sucks. Let me check. Let me check out the audio here on the stream. All right, let's see what we got here. So I don't get it. We go from like 1 week putting up a bunch of points to another week just being mediocre or really, really bad. Not even mediocre. But that tells you how bad the secondary of the cow bitches are. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, the Giants 22-9, wasted effort. Russell 32 attempts, 160. 2 horrible picks. Look, I get it. You know the game plan. The game plan is double Malik Neighbors after having a huge week last week and make them work for it, right? Fine. But as a coaching staff, this is your job to free up Malik. It is blasphemous. All right? It is sacrilegious that Malik Neighbors had his first catch in the third quarter, ended up with 2 catches, like a little over 10 yards or whatever the hell it was. I'm also pissed because I had him in my fantasy league. You know what I'm saying? And he fucking drew that for me. So it sucks. It sucks. Anyways, you have to come up with something. There is no excuse for not getting this man the football. He's too talented to just try to give him the ball going deep, and that's where the 2 picks of Russell came in. It was non-existing. Scatterbo was your leading receiver with 6 receptions, 61 yards. Actually, Scatterbo was your leading offensive player, the only person that did anything. 10 carries, 6 yards on the ground, and a touchdown. Man, this dude is a little pit bull. He loved the contact. The man likes to give contact, whether he's running the football, catching it, and then he just puts a helmet right in your chest. The dude just likes to get pain, man. He's a little pit bull, bro. He's small and a little fucking pit bull. Scatterbo. 61 yards receiving as well, 60 rushing and a touchdown. Dude had 120-something all-purpose yards. Shout out to him. 2 receptions from Malik Neighbors and 13 yards. It's unacceptable. Theo Johnson, too talented. You got weapons in this team. There's no reason to do this. Look, Patrick Mahomes, 22 for 37. That defense was getting to Patrick. Pressure in Patrick. Right through 1 touchdown. He didn't have a great rating for that day in completion percentage. Again, the Chiefs this time actually, look, we ran the ball better than the Chiefs. Taquan Thornton, we went twice at him. He was the best player with 71 receptions and a touchdown. Again, we were in this game. We were in this freaking game, and we fucked it up. There's no doubt about it. So, with that being said, that leads today. The Giants are planning to start rookie quarterback Jaxon Dart on Sunday versus the Chargers. Same O-line. The Chargers are a damn good team. By the way, they're 3-0 as well. They have a decent defense. I don't think this is the right week to start Jaxon Dart. Just being real. I think the following week, it's I think the Saints coming to town. That's when you probably give his first start. Give him an easier matchup. But this offensive line can't protect a veteran quarterback who can read the speed of the game better. I'm not saying Jaxon Dart. Everybody's really excited about Jaxon Dart. We all are. We all are. I get it. Look, we drafted him in the first round. 2 years ago, this guy would have gone in the third round. But everybody's excited. Everybody's like, oh, we saw what we saw in the preseason. Everybody's freaking, oh, let's bring on the anointment oil. Let's get this kid in here. He's a savior. You could be a really good quarterback. But what I've seen from the Giants, coaching staff, offense, is putting this kid in a danger. It's not giving this kid the opportunity to have a successful shot. You know what I mean? It's like you're going to look how bad Cam Ward is in that shit show of a team in Tennessee Titans. You're kind of doing the same. Jaxon Dart is in the same scenario. We have a coaching staff that can't really produce plays for a stud wide receiver, probably the best wide receiver in the damn game. I said it. He's Justin, Malik Neighbors is Justin Jefferson 2.0, and there's no way in hell you can't free this guy out. Bullshit. You can't come up with that stuff like that. You can't protect Russell Wilson. What makes you think you're going to protect Jaxon Dart? I mean, you're putting a lamb to slaughter here. Again, I'm not against not starting this kid, but not just yet. I've been an advocate of, hey, let this kid develop. Let him get familiar with the speed of the game and put him in a scenario where he's got to be successful. Get his confidence up. Boost his confidence up. Dude, it's a fucking Charger. You put it in like, it's like, gosh, I'm sorry. Don't use the Lord in vain. But, dude, come on. It's like lamb to slaughter. I'm against this move, at least for this week. Wrong week to take the training wheels off. Not going to lie. Wrong move to take the training wheels off and let Jaxon Dart go out there and do his thing. Not for it. Not this guy. Not this Giants fan. I'm not a delusional Giants fan. I'm actually a realistic Giants fan. But, Ozempic DABOLL, like my boy Jim calls him, it's complete bullshit. It's actually complete bullshit. And moving on, good luck to Jaxon Dart, by the way. I wish the best as a Giants fan. I'm still a fan. Wish him the best. I hope they win. But the Chargers is a tough matchup. Talking about a tough matchup, and I did not see this coming. Bro, let me go back to this guy. What about the Panthers, dude? The Panthers get the first dub of the year. All right, against the Atlanta Falcons. Everybody thought it was going to be a game, right? We got to come in here. We got to do our shit. They black them out 30-0. A lot of people lost money this week with the damn Panthers. But they posted for a shutout since 2020. Ain't that some shit? I'm going to say it again. I'm not sold on Michael Penix or Penix or whatever the heck you call him. All right, I forget the name of the quarterback. That's how Favre was. The guy they drafted a couple of years ago. Ryder, whatever his name is, Ritter. Yeah, Desmond Ritter. Same vibes. I think it's time for them to put the veteran Kirk Cousins back in as a full-time starter and let this kid develop a little longer. I know it's a shot on his whatchamacallit, on the psyche, on his oh my gosh, I can't think of the word, on his confidence. But I think Kirk does better. This is a shock of the day right here. Man, Chuba Hubbard, 73 rushing yards. I needed something from Chuba this week, man. But this offense looks stagnant. Bijan was the only thing positive in this offense. Again, they're not moving the football unlike the week before, but he doesn't impress me. He should have shredded. Michael Penix should have shredded this damn offense, all right, in week 3. But he didn't. He got his ass handed to him. All right, 2 picks, unacceptable. Quarterback rating of 40. Horrible. And I haven't seen anything through the short sample size that this guy is a franchise quarterback. Not at all. Maybe some arm strength flashes here and there, but that ain't the entire thing. All right, in this league. It's not just arm strength, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, 30, first shutout since 2020 for the Panthers. Panthers on fire. Let me see here. And let's go, man. Listen, this game right here, New England against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh didn't win this game. New England lost it. All right. Actually, this is Aaron Rodgers' first victory at Foxborough. I did not know that. He's never won at Foxborough before. But this is the first time he went to Foxborough. Let me tell you something, dude. The story of this game was a fumble and a pick by Drake May. Who else had a fumble? Let me see here. You had Ramondre Stevenson with a fumble. What's his name? Ramondre Stevenson with a fumble. Had 2 fumbles. Antonio Gibson with a fumble. Drake May with a fumble. They had a total of 4 fumbles. And the Steelers could still not generate enough offense over those turnovers. And let me ask you a question. Why isn't Trayvon Henderson your top back in this rotation here? He should be the man. Ramondre is number 2, and Antonio Gibson is number 3. I would not know that. Listen, the Steelers did not win this game. They lost this game. Everything was running along for Drake May. 268 yards, had a great quarterback. Had a great 268 yards, 20-37, 2 touchdowns. The pick fucked them up, and so did the fumble. The turnovers killed New England. Aaron is not like he lit it out the water. He still threw a pick. 2 touchdowns for 139 yards. It's a very conservative offense like Joel knew. You can see the Arthur Smith days here. It's Arthur Smith and Aaron Rodgers. You can see behind the scenes that this thing is not working like a well-oiled machine that everybody thought it was going to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's why. But again, let's not pat yourself in the back, Steelers. All right, this right here was not something that you earned yourself. It was definitely New England giving it to you in a silver platter. And Indiana Jones, I got to bring him up because, it's Indiana Jones, right? You know what I'm saying? He's former Giant. This dude starts 3-0. The Colts start 3-0 for the first time in God knows how long. Indiana Jones is the man. That's all you got to say. He started out the season with the Colts like a bang of fire here. What do you expect? We knew that was going to happen with teams of the Giants. But let me tell you something. Right now, this offense is clicking the way it's supposed to be, right? Daniel Jones, 228, a touchdown. Had himself rushed for another 27 yards. Jonathan Taylor, it's been a beast. We know what Jonathan Taylor can do when he's healthy, and he's healthy right now. And right now, he is the best running back in the league. 17 carries, 102 yards, 3 freaking touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor is also catching footballs, 3 for 16. Pittman was 73. Tyler Warner was banged up, but his rookie's nasty. Josh Downs, early in the game, set the pace. The Tennessee Titans, again, Giants fan, watch what's happening to poor Cam Ward, who is a number 1 pick, and he is a better quarterback than Jaxon Dart. He threw for a touchdown, 219. He's running out there like a chicken with his head cut off because there's no protection. And then you got a bunch of bozos, all right, coaching this team that doesn't know what the hell they're doing. All right, so it is. Good connection. Another touchdown for Ayamono. Rookie contact. That's right. That's the only person you trust right now because Calvin Ridley is like 1 for 27 yards. They got too much talent offensively, man. But when you don't have a good offensive line, that's what happens. But yeah, man. Danny Dimes, bro. That name is Danny Dimes' name is dead. It was dead and left in New York. All right. Now it's Indiana Jones. And you got to write Indiana Jones shit until the wheels fall off. Because that's just the way they roll. That's just the way they freaking roll. And as long as the run is still kicking, all right, as long as the runs are still working, is being productive, I'm going to tell you right now, Daniel Jones is going to be successful because the play action, the bootlegs, it is working. All is clicking right now like a well-oiled machine. It's a Cinderella story. Talking about a Cinderella story and moving on is, what you think? The Browns with the upset, bro. Huh? The Browns with the upset, my man. Let me go ahead and let's go ahead and before wait a minute. The Browns upset. That was the upset of the day, bro. The freaking Fudge Packers were having a hard time scoring the football. Again, it's number one defense in the league. It came down to this.
Good hold. The kick is on the way. The kick is good. The kick is good.
Freaking Browns, bro. Huh? Freaking Browns, dude. Ugly ass game. Jordan Love was getting his ass kicked. Sack after sack. Couldn't get the run going. Threw a pick. I mean, it's not like the story of the game here was Quinshon Judkins. This kid gets charged, doesn't sign for a contract, charges get dropped. This is first game of the season, comes in, and he is the best offensive weapon the Browns have had the entire season. 94 yards with 18 carries and a touchdown. That's it. If this is the case, bro, Flacco is going to remain the starting quarterback, who also had a pick and had a horrible day. 21-36, 142 yards. Green Bay's defense is one of the top defenses. And guess what, man? It was such an ugly game that you'd rather go outside and watch the rain and see which sprinkles of the rain will hit a frog or a freaking lizard instead of watching this game. Unreal. That's crazy. That is nuts, man. But the Browns, the shit stains, bro. The Cleveland shit stains get the dub. Get the dub instead. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on to the next game. Oh, my man Jim is in the house, baby. Yeah, Green Bay really let me down. They let everybody down, dude. I lost money in this damn game. I know, man. The shit stains got to win. That Judkins is insane. That was the entire story of the game. That was their entire offense. My man went from Gambanger to MVP. Let's move on to what other game I want to talk about, man, that caught my eye this week. Yes, I think the game, one of the best games of the week, man, the Philadelphia Eagles. The damn Philadelphia Eagles, bro. Oh, what happened here? No, that's not what we want. Let's get back over here. There you go. Sorry about that. The Philadelphia Eagles, man, with the comeback win. The Rams had this game won. Dude. Down to a field goal. All right. And, bro, the fact that they came back on them, and it was one of those things that the Eagles had the formula, right? And the formula to beat the Rams is if the opposing team has big, rough wide receivers, big dudes. Oh, shout out to my boy, Carlos. What's up, bud? What's up, Cruz? Shout out to my boy. I'm telling you, it was let me go back to the recap here. Hold on a second. Matthew Stafford started out really well and then just faded. It's like they decided to take the foot off the gas in the second half and allowed the Eagles to just come back. Great play at the end to block. Jalen finally had a game throwing over 200 yards. And Saquon's still not the bang-out Saquon that was last year, but A.J. Brown finally showed up. 10 targets, 109 receiving yards and a touchdown. Devontae, 60 received, 8 receptions, 60 with 9 targets, a touchdown. Dallas Goedert, the only reception was 33-yard touchdown. The air attack was finally productive for the Eagles. And again, the Rams had this game wrapped up, man. They were up, had the game wrapped up. Devontae Adams was having himself a day. Puka didn't find the ends up at 112 yards. They just kept their foot off the gas, started to play conservative, and boom. You know what? Philadelphia gained momentum. When you have big, strong wide receivers, yeah, the tush push was there. But also, this is the first time in the season that, Jim, this is the rhythm of the season that they actually, the wide receivers fucking ate. You know what I mean? They ate a lot. And I guess the formula is easy for them as well when it comes to, they have big wide receivers that get out and the Rams have small corners and D-backs, and they just manhandle the shit out of them. But shout out to the Eagles, baby. Shout out to the Eagles. They did their thing. Oh man, I don't want to talk about. I really don't want to talk about the freaking Jags, bro. That's a conversation for another day. The Jags and the Houston Texans. The Texans have disappeared. Not hitting that game at all. I'm just upset because CJ Stroud has disappointed me so much. So much, is not even funny. Let's see what we got. Oh, there we go, man. The story of the day, man. The MVP of the day. Let's get back here. I gotta react to this one. Where is it? This is one of the not the biggest surprise of the day, but it was a performance that, man, record breaking. The Vikings defense just went all out. I lost against the Vikings defense on fantasy this week, by the way, boys. It's scored like 42 points in the league I played against her, and another league, in one of the leagues I played against her, and it sucks. Shit, where is this damn game? I can't find it. Give me 1 second. I'm scrolling to this. I'm scrolling to the scores here. For some reason, I'm having a hard time finding this game. But yeah, man, it was just the Vikings defense lit it up this week. Lit it up, man. Isaiah Rodgers had a fumble for a touchdown, a strip fumble for a touchdown, interception for a pick six. He was just on a different level. Carson Wentz came in and did a little sign. I mean, we got to wait until he plays a tougher team. Let's see how well he performs in London, and then the Vikings got to go to Germany, I think. So they got back-to-back games out of the country. Let's see how well that's gonna happen. How's it gonna fare? I mean, and I know they're gonna keep McCarthy out, whatever they got. Fucking quarterback is who sucks out anyway. So, but shout out to the Vikings defense. They were the top performer in football this week in fantasy. 42 freaking points in some leagues. And Jordan Mason had an unbelievable game. I can't find the recap. I can't find the damn score. Maybe because I'm looking too hard here. But Jordan Mason had another banging game. 16 carries, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tallies the first multi-touchdown performance of his career and of the Vikings in a very long time. Some key injuries for the week. Mike Evans is out multiple weeks with a hamstring injury. We also have Nick Bosa reportedly suffered a torn ACL, probably out for the year. That's just tough. That's just really, really tough. I feel bad for those teams. I mean, the 49ers, won a lucky one, 16-15. It's a horrible game to watch. But I cannot skip a day without bashing the cow bitches. They lost to Caleb, I paint my nails, Williams. Sesty, Caleb Williams, who had 4 touchdowns, probably the best game as a pro that I've seen out of him. Great quarterback rating, great completion percentage, 298, 4 touchdowns, lit it up. And for Dak is whack again. Dak has always been whack, and the cow bitches suffered a huge blow. And CeeDee Lamb, who's going to be out for a few weeks. Reportedly, he's going to miss the Packers in week 4. They don't know how long he's going to be out. I think it's going to be a few weeks. Another key injury. I know fantasy football owners are striking right now. You know what I mean? They're striking right now. But 31-14, Caleb was the man. He had his hair done and his nails done, and he was sharp. 4 touchdowns. Probably the best game as a pro that I've seen out of Caleb. I paint my nails, Sesty Williams. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Where we're at, man. Where we are at. I got to finish this up real quick. Chargers are 3-0. Another great game. The Chargers are 3-0 for the first time since the Drew Breese era. Man, it's taken that long for the Chargers to be 3-0. Which, I'm shocked without all the years they had with Phillip Rivers. That team was not 3-0. More than that. That's a long fucking time. But Justin Herbert right now to me is one of the top quarterbacks in the league and early MVP in my book. Early MVP candidate. He has been lighting up the world. I don't think he's thrown that was a tough defense you play against when you play against the they went with 3 points actually to beat the spread. But when you play against the Denver Broncos, that's a tough defense. That's the tough team to play. You're 3-0. Yeah, he did throw his first pick of the year. So, but Justin Herbert again, 300 passing yards. All right, Justin didn't do well, didn't do as much as he usually does with his Lexus game, but Bo Nix had a long touchdown to Cortland Sutton. But it was a game of wills. Both teams have really good defense, and we expected this to be a lower scoring game. Omari Hampton, the rookie, finally. I mean, he's been getting all the carries, but finally my man showed up, man. 70 yards and a touchdown. Had himself another 6 receptions and 59 yards. It's a part of his game, which is a pass catching game that he's been working on. Oh shit! I gotta plug I gotta plug the computer, bro. The battery's running out. Give me 1 second, folks. But he lit it up. Right now, Chargers are for real. 3-0. They're not pretenders. They are contenders. All right? So remember that. Remember that. What do we got next? Let's finish it up here, man, with last night's football game, baby. Last night's game, before we go on the best bets of the week. Sonic, and Knuckles were ridiculously last night. They were insane. Get this shit back over here. I mean, bro, David Montgomery, 151 rushing yards, had a huge 75-yard clincher of a run with 2 touchdowns. Jameer, 67 on the ground, 22 freaking 67, 2 more touchdowns. Jameer Gibbs, 32 on the air. I mean, these 2 guys, they pummeled the hell out of the Ravens, man. This time, Jared Goff did not need to throw it 50 times. It was just a well-balanced ground attack here, man. And when you have David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs running like this, the Lions are really difficult to beat. Lamar Jackson numbers, video game numbers, 21 for 27, 288, 3 touchdowns. There's nothing else you could expect. Derrick Henry, though, second fumble in the last 2 games. I don't remember seeing Derrick Henry fumble this much at any time in his career, even when he played with a shitty team, the Texans. But that's the problem. Derrick Henry had like 34 yards in the first quarter, then 50 the rest of the game. There's something going on here. Harbaugh needs to figure something out and get Derrick running a little more often. Remember, Derrick gets better as the game goes on. I don't know why there's stints. I know because they're trailing in some of these games, and that's a problem. But since the Ravens, he hasn't had a good game in the last 2 weeks since week 1. So Mark Andrews reemerged himself with 2 touchdowns and 91. Slam Lamar Jackson's homie. But it is what it is, man. Lamar Jackson is playing at MVP level, right there with Justin Herbert as well. Again, for fantasy, number 1 quarterback in fantasy. But regular season, also the number 1 quarterback in regular season. I think him and Herbert are 1A, 1B when it comes to the early MVP voting of the season. All right. And with that being said, boys and girls, let's take this shit out of here. Let's go real quick to this week's early best bets of the week. Here we go.
Say it with me one time, Jerry. Show me the money! Jerry, you better yell! Show me the money!
This is what I got for you. I got 3 early bets for you. All right, got 3 early bets for you. Let's take a look at how I fared out last week. Not a good week. I went 1 for. I hit 1 out of the 3. A-Chain did not get a anytime touchdown. Neither did Shakir go over 4.5 yards. So far for the season on the unscripted sportscast, early bets of the weeks, best bets of the weeks, I am 2 and 3. So, but what I got for you this week, these are all, I think all 3 are going to hit, bro. Good plus money bets, baby, right here. Excellent plus money bets. Ready? Tyreek Hill, anytime touchdown at a plus 125. Check it out on DraftKings. Cortland Sutton, anytime tutty, plus 145. Listen, Hill is going to start heating up, and Cortland Sutton is one of those guys. He does catch touchdowns. My game, I like this pick. The Seahawks -1.5. Pick that up at plus money right now. If you pick it up early, you're going to get it at plus money. So these are my best bets of the week. Hill anytime tutty, Cortland Sutton anytime tutty, and the Seahawks at -1.5, bro. Yeah, man, that's what we got here. These are my bets of the week. And with that being said, man, we're gonna jump on ship real quick here. It is time for my first I got to get it on here, but it is time for my my bets of the week. My fantasy football league. Hold on a second. I gotta get the I gotta get my stuff over here. I gotta get to it's funny when I do this, it's oops. What's going on here? Let me get to that screen real quick. There you go. But like I said, I had a tight schedule, so I have to lump both shows in together. I usually do them separate. But for the league mates that just showed up, all right, it is that time. It is the Midtown Brigade. It is the Midtown Brigade Fantasy Football League weekly recap, baby. The best fantasy football league in the freaking world. Yes, the Midtown Brigade, baby, where you got 12 teams battling for a grand prize of $1,200. But what's most importantly? That's just the money, man. It's a team full of dogs that think they have a big schlong. And there's a lot of different, there's a lot of egos. Everybody thinks it's better than each other. It's the bragging rights, bro. That I think most of this team is all about. This league is all about. And let's start this shit off, man, with my matchup, because I'm in Team Garbage Man, baby. My Garbage Man is back. 141 to 117, slapping around my big bro cousin. Listen, I'm not going to lie, bro. When my league neighbors only scored 3 points, I was up by 30. But he still had Jahmyr Gibbs and Jared Goff left to play. And that's a 60-point combination any given Sunday. So I was a little worried. I still had Lamar left to play, right? I was a little worried. At one point, it was a 10-point difference. But Lamar came through in the second half. And then, of course, the score really doesn't tell the entire story. It was closer than you thought. So I sweated a little bit. My balls sweated a little bit. And so did my sphincter. So, not going to lie. My little asshole was sweating a little bit. All right, Mike? Let me get back here. Oh, we got the chat on fire here from the league. Jason Kim is in the house. Let's go. Here we go, man. Get to hear how I got slapped around. Yeah, but you also heard I was sweating a little bit, Mike. I was sweating a little bit too, Mike. We got Team Maximus in the house. Team Cruz and Great Goose is in the house as well, man. Team Goose. But yeah, man. Look, to his defense, right? My team did not do great this week from a scoring standpoint because Neighbors 3 points. Tariq Hill did well, but Chase Brown is kicking my ass, bro. The story of the game for me, what actually had me help, I think Cortland Sutton and Jordan Mason carry the load for Chase, who hasn't done shit, and Malik Neighbors. For Maximus here, Travis ATM had the low performance. McMillan, who's been coming up, didn't have a great game. Again, bro, just think about the trade that I sent you, Maximus. On the bench, listen, he had Mario Hampton, but this guy is a running back haven here. Look at the running backs in this guy's league. Jahmyr Gibbs, Travis Etienne. Look at the bench. Omario Hampton, Kishan Judkins, Trey Benson, who's everybody's after that shit. Braylon Allen and Tan Bixby, but he has 4 starting running backs. He has 2 starting running backs in his bench. Ridiculous. But again, we'll probably see him again in the next. There you go, bro. There you go. Hey, there you go. Think about it, man. Think about it. We got Team Cruz. Goose is not the team. Let's start fucking with Team Goose, bro. He's not really the team to beat anymore, bro. Let's give him his prop. I mean, we're already jinxed him enough last year. But shout out, hey, 141. My back-to-back week scoring 140 points, man. You know what I'm saying? And here was the matchup of the week. I like to call this matchup the dirty whore matchup. You're the streetwalkers, right? These are the cheap streetwalkers from Hunts Point. Got them out on Wednesday, and Grey Goose. We were both 0-2, and the game was really, really tight, unlike real hookers. But Goose was able to pull it off thanks to freaking Caleb Williams, 43 points out of nowhere. Caleb Williams, with his painted nails and his zesty voice and his whatever the hell he is, metrology, sexuality, I don't know what it is, came in there and said, yo, like, I'm a man. Don't judge me because I paint my nails. 43 freaking points. That was it. And the Steelers defense dropped 21. Story of the game right there, dude. Saquon has been, I'm telling you, he has a good team. Brian Thomas has been disappointing this year. And so was Saquon. So eventually that has to change. For Gallimont on Wednesday, Jalen Hurts is as consistent as you could get. Jalen Warren had a decent game. 24 points by Garrett Wilson. Just, back-to-back good games by Juwan Johnson. But, the Bills defense disappointed him. Big Dick had a good game. Cameron, Digger the kicker. But it wasn't enough. Caleb Williams alone put Team Goose on his back and carried the shit out of him. Now, trades, yeah, I'm not trying to rob Mike. I actually gave him a good offer, bro. Very, very good offer with options. You know what I mean? It's like dividends. He pays dividends and Mikey jumps on it. All right, let's go back here to but yeah, man, shout out to Great Goose, baby. He got his first win. He got his first dub, baby. Watch out. He gets dangerous, man. He gets hot. He's a difficult guy to beat. And to the shellacking of the week. The shellacking of the week absolutely was Team Bring It against New York City Rico. New York City Rico has been having a hell of a freaking year. He was 2-0. He's actually one of the teams to beat. But Team Bring It gets the GOAT award of the week because Josh Allen, 30 points. Genty disappeared, doesn't matter. But Montgomery and Amon St. Brown dropping 50 combined. You can never beat anybody. Highest points of the week, so he gets the highest point of the week award. All right, 29 by Hunter and Henry. This is, like, again, insane. You're not going to get this performance from Hunter Henry this consistent, but he has been a really good top 10 tight end this year. He didn't need anything else. And that's with Cam Little just, like, booting shit. That's with Mark Andrews on the bench with 27 points. So, man, Team Bring It brought it. The winningest player. Rico, there was really nothing much to say, man. Rico was hot. But he ain't hot right now. Shoot. It's Baker. Baker did all right, man. Baker did his thing. But, Chuba, Jamar Chase, just like Chase Brown and everybody in the freaking Bengals disappointed. Ladd McConkey, tough defense. Mike Evans, he's going to suffer. Mike Evans took a hit. He's going to be out for a few weeks. On the bench, the Broncos D, man, it doesn't matter. The Colts got 21, so this guy has like two top dog Ds, man. He's going to have to drop one of these one day. Michael Pittman, 19 points. And I don't know why he's holding to Raheem Mostert this bad. Let him go, bro. Let him go. I know you had sentimental ties to him. Let him go. But Team Bring It this week, which he brought it big time. Big time. And with that being said, let's give Team Bring It. I didn't do this last week. I forgot. Let's get Team Bring It the GOAT.
Greatest of all time. Greatest of all time. Don't cross that line. Go.
And I'm sorry, New York City Rico. I know you usually got them hoes in control, you know what I'm saying? But this week, you get the Loser of the Week award.
Loser. Le who? The her.
All right, boys and girls, moving on. Let's see what we got here. Team Cruz against Team Broadway. Cruz has been very hot. And Cruz, right now, you are one of the teams to beat, regardless of a really underachieving performance by your standards of how you're playing this year. You went from, having the most points the week before, I think 170-something, to really just barely squeaking by to Team Broadway. And again, Team Broadway, one of those things. Daniel Jones gave him 20 points, McCaffrey 24, but Breece Hall disappeared. Drake London, Debo was nowhere to be found. Adunze, a nice bright light. But for the story of the game for James, for Team Cruz is that Nico had 26 points, best game of the year so far, and Cook with 21. That's pretty much all he needed. Pretty much all he needed. Started Tucker Kraft again. I mean, he went, he doubled down on Kraft, even though Kraft was a little banged up. But right now, based on the points and stuff like that, Team Cruz is the man. And we got to check the power rankings before the show. We got to do something new. But Team Broadway, my man, was out there, playing the Ouida, and that shit didn't go well, bro. You know what I mean? And Team Cruz is right now, this is the thing. You got these weeks when your team underperforms and the other team sucks more than yours, then you could get away with mediocre performance like that. You know what I mean? That's pretty much it. All right, what we got next year? South Florida Spanish Ninjas against Frankie Town. Man, Frankie Town can buy a bucket, dog. Frankie Town has a freaking emergency room, all right, in his freaking team, bro. I mean, CeeDee Lamb, no points, gets hurt, bye-bye. Now he's out for God knows how long. Rashid Rice, I mean, he has 2 stud wide receivers. Rashid Rice suspended. At least he'll be coming back in a couple of weeks. Yeah, he's backed up, bro. I mean, he's gonna have to release Tajay Spears out of injury reserve and then replace it. Xavier Worthy as well is also injured. And with that being said, still has some type of burn here. Kenneth Walker, huge game because Chardonnay is going to I think Chardonnay, whatever his name is, the backup running back is going to be out for a couple of weeks. Josh Jacobs, just went against a real #1 defense in the league. Troy Franklin, you just can't catch fire at Troy Franklin, baby. You call this something as a man. But Fergie Ferg right here with 21 points. Close game. Yeah, if everybody else would have performed. But South Florida Spanish Ninjas gets his second win of the year. Drake May with 25 points, exceeding perfection. Drake May is killing it, man. Bucky Irvin, Puka Nacua is a consistent 20-plus points a game every week. Quentin Johnson, 14 points again. The Seattle Seahawks, I'm telling you, the damn defenses this week were just scoring left and right. They were just having a field day. The Vikings, the Colts, all right, the Denver Broncos, the Browns, the Seahawks, they were just fucking putting up points. And in the bench here, his players eventually will resurge. There's a lot of guys that can eventually break up if they get the opportunity. But Spanish Ninjas, again, solidly smack Frankie down all the way down to the Jersey Shore. And Vicious, who, again, has been just ridiculously on fire. At one point, we thought he was going to be the highest scoring points of the week until, Monday night. The team breaker just did not look back. Another annihilation, 146-117, new era. After winning a game last week, another real shit show. Got his ass kicked again. There's a trend here with a lot of these guys. There's a lot of ass kicking going on. But Bijan, 16 points, 20 points by JSN, Jason Smith-Nigma. DK with 12, but 44 by the Vikings D. See, look, I feel bad for New Era because I played against them. I lost by 10 points in another league. And when the Vikings would have done their average or just half, instead of 44 points, it would have scored 20. We would have been talking a different game right here, a closer game. But the Vikings D were just ridiculous. I mean, they scored a shitload of touchdowns. In regards to great game by Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor's gonna be a stud all year long. And the fact that what's killing him is Derrick Henry's having 2 real shitty games back to back. That's not helping him at all. I mean, Derrick Henry in week 1, this game would have been a different story. But again, look, it's week 3. 1 and 2, 0 and 3 don't mean shit. Just ask the champ who I beat who I just shellacked. He was 2 and 5 at one point and then won the championship this year. So remember, man, there's always a chance. There's always a chance. Here we go, baby. Jason Kidd. Frank is running a hospital. He has a couple of more weeks for Rice. Yeah, a couple of weeks for Rice, bro. Frank's team's nickname is Team Urgent Care. Yeah, I feel bad for Frank, bro. I do. I feel bad for the guy. When you got injuries like that, bro, and in addition with the suspensions, it sucks. But for New Era, look, he is one of those teams that A.J. Brown starts waking up and Henry starts waking up. He's going to be a tough out week after week, man. All right, take that, man. That's my only good criticism. But for now, he is a whipping boy. All right, so 2 out of the 3 games he's lost, the 2 games he's lost, he's gotten his ass kicked. So, but it's all right. It's all right, man. It's all right. He has a good team. He'll be back. He'll be absolutely back. We go to the standings. Let's go to the standings, friends. Let's go to the standings. And right now, we're looking at the standings. The toughest division right now is downtown. You got 2 undefeated teams in Team Vicious and Garbage Man. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. That's tough. Uptown is, Team Cruz is having a field day with everybody there. So let me see. Where do we have? Do we have the power rankings? I know we have the power rankings somewhere before we go to the predictions here. I don't know if there's power rankings over here. It gives you the you can see it on the damn phone. I don't know how to use it on the computer. But I thought there was a way you could look at the power rankings. Oh, final standings projections. Ready? Here we go. According to this, here you go. Let's take a look at the power rankings. According to this, I am projected as the number 1 team in the league. I don't like that. I started as 4. Team Cruz number 3. Vicious number 2. So these are the power rankings right now of the Midtown Brigade. Hold on, let me go down. Let's amplify. Frankie Down is expected 12, but again, this don't mean shit. So again, they projected me as current as the top team in the league. That doesn't mean I'm the team to beat. You know what I'm saying, guys? That doesn't mean I'm the team to beat. You know what I'm saying? That's right, baby. Not out until it's at 0 in week 12. You know what I'm saying? I always like to use the word a chip and a chair. There's always an opportunity, baby, when you go to Vegas, as long as you have a chip and a chair. All right, with that being said, boys and girls, let's go ahead and take a look at the previews this week. Let's take a look. Week 4 is upon us. Team Bring It against Garbage Man, 1-2. Garbage Man, I'm 3-0. Team Bring It, my homeboy for 32 years. He's about to, coming off a high. He is projected to win right now with the highest point totals. I like to be projected not to win, because that's when my team steps up. When I'm projected to win, they kind of set up. So again, I always bet on myself. So I am calling this a dub. I'm going 4-0 against Team Bring It. So bring it or not. I'm about to slap some ass. Team Broadway against New Era. Oh, that against baby boy. He's youngest. I hope Dad doesn't take, Dad needs to understand he can't take it easy on his son because that's his kid. He needs to teach him a lesson and make him ready for life and slap the shit out of him. I think right now, let me see. Let's look at the box score. Why is New Era projected so low? I think he has substituted some players. He has some people that are out. He has his defense and his kicker empty. That's a nice projection for Team Broadway, 137 points. I mean, that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild, man. This one here, look, I'm going to give it to New Era. I think New Era is going to snap out of this. A.J. Brown is moving hot. I think Derrick Henry's going to come back out of the slump. And if I'm Team Broadway, I kind of do not start Jake Brown. Rico against New York City. New York City Rico against Grey Goose. According to this, an evenly matchup here. Jamar Chase struggled last week. That's the question mark here. Rico should be the favorite. And in my book, he is. Give this to Rico. Now, caveat, if Caleb Williams comes back throwing 4 more touchdowns next week, then it's a dub for Goose. But my early pick is Team Rico. Oh, shit. Frankie Town against Galamad. The Street Hookers. Sloppy seconds. Matchup of the week. One thing is certain. Someone's going to win their first game. But the Slappy Hoes matchup of the week are these two, man. It's painful to watch. And I'm hoping there's going to be some fireworks. All right, for these Hunts, for these two Hunts Point streetwalkers. But look, I'm going to give the nod to, I don't know, I feel bad for both guys. I wish they could both win. But I'm going to give the nod to Galamad on Wednesday because Frankie Down gets too banged up to rally right now. Galamad, this is your best shot of the week. There we go, man. South Florida Spanish Ninjas and Vicious, great matchup right here. This is a good matchup. Ninjas can actually come up and upset Vicious for the first loss of the week. But right now, I'm going to ride with a hot hand, Team Vicious, over South Florida Spanish Ninjas. However, I would not be surprised if Ninja pulls the upset and delivers Team Vicious' first loss of the year. Team Cruz against Maximus. Team Cruz is riding high right now. Maximus is, he's lying in the weeds, right? Running backs are in the house. A lot of running backs. So, he wishes he could start running backs at every position. And then Maximus will have a really strong team. But Team Cruz against Team Maximus. I'm going to go again, ride with a hot hand. Team Cruz will take this one. I think it's going to be a double-digit win. However, if Mario Hampton hits our lineup and he does what he did last week, we might be singing a different story. You know what I'm saying? There you go. That is your recap for the Midtown Brigade Fantasy Football League. All right, that was week 3, heading into week 4. Shit's getting a little more real. It's not time to panic yet, folks, but it is time to make trades and make adjustments. All right, it is time to hit the wire hard. All right, and smart. Appreciate the league mates who joined today, all right, to catch the end of the show and hit the recap. And again, I appreciate everybody previously that came and joined the Unscripted Sportscast for my weekly NFL recap and reactions. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Again, don't forget to subscribe, baby, and hit a like. Good job, Sam. Prediction sucks. My bad, dog. I keep it gangster, bro. I do predictions for a living, bro. Come on, man. I'm pretty spot on. But I appreciate everybody, yo. With that being said, your boy E-Man from the AbbaJoeSports.network signing out, yo. Peace out.
Yo!